Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Jerich Show. It is a short episode today because Erich has to go off to the doctors for one of his millions of ailments. So let's jump straight into it.
Welcome to the Jerich Show, featuring your hosts, Javvad, Malik, and Erich, Kron. Timely topics, poorly presented.
I'm going to claim elder abuse if you keep that up. I mean, but in truth, I mean, I turned 50 and all of a sudden it's like a recurring doctor appointment showed up on my calendar. It's like every 3 weeks or so. It's like, check to see if you're still alive. I'm sure I'm going to go in there one day and the doctor's going to be like, you should go home, get comfortable, and call me. I'm going to let you know that you're actually dead.
Yeah.
Welcome to Over 50.
Yeah. Wow. That's just something else, man. I can't believe you've been on this planet for half a century. It's when you put it like that, it's like, wow, you're closer in age to the pyramids than you are to man landing on
Mars. Not even funny. Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Okay. So if you have a Mazda, serves you right, but there is a tech bug that keeps your radio locked into NPR. What is NPR, the radio station?
So that's like a news station here. National Public Radio is what it is. And they do, it's actually pretty good. It's a nice news show. It really is. But in this case, now there are some okay Mazdas out there. There's like one or two, but the rest, you're right, they're absolute garbage. But in this case, what's funny about this is this was in the Seattle area. People tuned to NPR. They're listening to the news. And I'm assuming there's quite a few, we got this whole Russia-Ukraine thing. I had to fit that in. But people are going to be listening to this stuff. Well, apparently they sent like a little update or whatever. You know how on the new radios, you got the RDS, which is a radio data system. And so you get like album covers and things. Well, apparently they sent that, but forgot to put an extension on the image. Well, just not putting the extension on the image has caused havoc to anyone that was tuned in on that on 2014 to 2017 Mazdas. So basically, a lot of people are reporting that their radio, their infotainment system went into a reboot loop. It won't stop. They can't tune to another station. It's taken out their Bluetooth. It's taken out their navigation. It's all because somebody didn't put an extension on a file. Now, think about this, though. If your car is this susceptible to this kind of an attack, think about like what could happen here, right? This is the kind of stuff that I think is important for us to understand as we make vehicles more digital and things like that. I mean, I have a $10 radio transmitter I use for my my Christmas lights because I synchronize them to music and stuff over the years. And I can send RDS packets, and I do send RDS information to people's radios. So if I were to put in, let's say, an image and not put an extension, I could start bricking people in my neighborhood if they're listening to that station. It's that easy to do. And I saw that and I was just like, man, that it just kind of brings together all the stuff in my CES report that I did. Like, we have to be thinking about this when it comes to vehicles.
Yeah. And it's interesting because it affected like certain Mazdas from 2016 to 2017 or 19 or something. And, so it's a couple of years. There was that particular model, but it just shows again, like how difficult it is. Like, would Mazda even okay, so this is like probably an easy component change or installation easy in the sense that it's backwards compatible with these things. But 2017 was how long ago? 5 years ago.
Yeah.
How much longer do you expect these things to be supported?
Right, exactly. And they have to actually replace it. It's not like they can just go through and run a quick update on it or a firmware update. They actually have to physically replace the infotainment computer system, which is, holy crap. How many times have you ever renamed a file and not put a period, like accidentally overwritten the period before, like JPEG or whatever? Yeah. It happens. Just something simple like that can brick a $1,500 component. Yeah. It's just funny.
And is it a JPG or is it JPEG? Which one are you going for?
JPG, and it's GIF, damn it. GIF. Jif is a peanut butter here.
Okay. So, gone fishing. Intuit users warned over tax scam threatening to disable your account. So it's tax season, and they say here's the email to look out for. Where is the email? I can't see it in here. Why have you given me bogus stories, Erich?
I did not give you bogus stories. I did give you one that I'm quoted in. However,
okay. So it's tax season, and people are going to get fished with tax stuff. Okay,
well, that was Russia the gist of this. Yes, it's credential phishing. They're sending you stuff to make you look like you have to re-enable your account. They get your information. People are going to be after tax stuff this year. That's what I was bringing to the table with this. Be careful with stuff like this. If you see something like that, log straight into the actual website. Don't follow links like this because they are after tax information all over the place. Next story. Haha.
I'm in charge. Next story. Look at me. I am the captain now. Russia attacks.
Morning, Eddie.
Morning, Eddie. Russia attacks, arrests third hacking group, seizes carding forums. That's a bit of a mouthful. So, why are Russia going after these hacking groups? And
I was hoping you would answer that. Honestly,
I have no idea.
I think it's interesting, though, that we're seeing a lot of this. I think, this was like the third time that they've gone after different groups. And it's very interesting to me to see that Russia is actually knocking down a lot of these like carding groups and stuff. I don't know if maybe they're just stealing all of their credit card information and making them themselves. I don't know. Right. But I do think it's interesting to see Russia cracking down on hackers, which I don't know, unless they're actually stealing credit cards from within Russia and that area. Because we've seen it with ransomware. You run a Cyrillic keyboard, it's like not doing it, because as long as you're hitting stuff outside of Russia, they're not going to mess with you. So I don't know why this is happening. I hope somebody, maybe a listener or something, has heard this and can kind of tell us what's going on. But it's very interesting to me to see what's going on this. So if you have some ideas, put it in the comments here. I'd love to hear if you know why Russia is doing this so much.
It's a no-win situation for Russia, isn't it? If they don't do anything, Erich would be like, why aren't they doing anything? And now they're arresting people. Erich's like, why are they doing something?
We've already said, why aren't they doing anything? And so now maybe they heard me. Maybe friend of the show. Russia is a friend of the show.
See, this is why, poor Mrs. Kron is in a no-win situation. It's like, you didn't make me breakfast. You did make me breakfast. I wanted 2 eggs. Why'd you make me 2 eggs?
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. Notice he didn't say you, Javvad.
Don't encourage him, Scott. People should not be encouraging Erich Kron. He's a bad person.
All right.
He's a nice person, actually. You know what? This is just a caveat. This is just banter.
It is. Yeah.
I don't want to get you cancelled. Not quite yet. Not until you're like 65.
Oh, man. All right. So Lazarus hackers target cryptocurrency orgs with fake job offers. I always think this is pretty interesting when they do this. So they're going after these cryptocurrency employees with fake job offers, trying to get information from them. And yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. I mean, look at this. North Koreans were behind cryptocurrency heist, led to losses of $571 million. That's like, whoa. There was a podcast about the Lazarus group last year that we did for, or I was reviewing for some podcast awards. And man, it was amazing to see how they went down to the Philippines, and they were using a loophole in the law to launder the money through this, playing Baccarat. So, you're either betting on the dealer or you're betting on the person, the other side. So it's house or the other side. And what they were doing is they'd have 2 people there splitting the bet constantly. So one would win, one would lose. They end up losing a couple of bucks here and there, but they're actually running it through and just laundering the money through these. Now they've since closed that loophole, but I thought it was fascinating as they went through and figured out what was going on with this. Do you remember that podcast?
Yeah, the Lazarus Heist.
Yeah, the Lazarus Heist.
By Jeff White.
Yeah, totally riveting, way more than what we do.
Yeah.
But
no, it is an amazing podcast, and
yeah,
if you haven't read his book, I feel like I pimp his book every time, and I should actually be sharing an Amazon link because the amount of times I've actually mentioned it. It's crime.com, and it's a brilliant read. It's written so well. He goes into the history, starts off in in these bazaars looking for people, and it's very good read. I mean, we need more of that kind of thing. I think there's no shortage of information, but there are few really gifted storytellers or people that can take that and bring it to the masses. I don't know if you've seen on Netflix, there's a show called The Tinder Swindler.
I just heard about that. I want to watch that. I heard it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, I haven't seen, I've just seen the trailer, and from all intents and purposes, it seems like a romance scam.
Yeah.
But this is stuff that we come across in our industry literally every day. It's nothing new. And so it's a shame that we have to wait until someone like Netflix can make a big document to make it, push it into the mainstream. So obviously we're not going to compete with Netflix in that way, but there's loads of tools and techniques available that people can, do it. I think like getting rid of boring people like you would help immensely.
Oh, now that's not nice.
And so let's start as we intend to continue. Erich really has to go off to his doctor's appointment. So I am actually off for the next 2 weeks. So maybe Erich, you know how he's done before? He's come on this show, he's done it on his own, and he's stuck a picture of a horse's ass or something up there and say, hey, this is Javvad, or a picture of a rock. So we'll see what he does for the next 2 weeks. But I'm off. I'm on holiday. I'm completely off the grid. So hopefully Erich does not burn down this wonderful show that we've built over the coming weeks. But hopefully see you soon. Hopefully Erich is alive and well and kicking by the time I get back. And we will see you soon. Thank you very much for joining us. Stay secure.